the answers that we all have been waiting for on justice for Mohbad. The answers that we have been hoping for all this while. Well, there are some funny utterances that we have heard. And some of these utterances sort of did not resonate with many of us, particularly those who are practical, people who are not sentimental, people who have clear minds, people who have a good head on their shoulder, good heads on their shoulders. They have questioned certain things that they have heard, either from Mohbad's father, Mohbad's mother, and the 14 people present in Mohbad's house. And of course, Mohbad's father and Cynthia and Mohbad's mother. These are key players. And of course, Adura. There are certain things that we have heard that made us wonder. For example, Cynthia told Mohbad's father, and Mohbad's father reiterated this publicly, that she had advised him to go and roll one thing, go and get some spiritual whatever done on Mohbad. The question that begs to an answer is this: to what end? If you claim it's the nurse that unalived Mohbad, why then do you now have to go and consult some spirit of the dead to help you get justice? Like, it is not clear. Is it that the nurse ran away, or you don't know what happened? What exactly? Why did she suggest this? Why is this the first thing that came out of her mouth to a so-called father-in-law? You know, she kept saying father-in-law, father-in-law. If you know who unalived your husband, the husband of your youth, why are you now prescribing, suggesting a spiritual justice or judgment or investigation? Like, I don't get it. What was it all about? Well, you'll be shocked, because what you're about to see, what you're about to hear will break a lot of people down. It will cause some people to want to reflect. It will make them want to kind of look inwards. It will make them want to kind of think about it even more. Like, what exactly is this? What is this all about? What are we dealing with here? What is going on here? Is it all about lies, or what exactly? What are they covering? Is this going to be a Mohbad is still our son? Mohbad is our son. We can decide on whatever it is that we want, or whatever it is. Don't forget that the temperature around Mohbad's father now is not a good one. He has since lost followers and people that he often referred to as fans, my fans, rather than my helpers, my fans. You know, he started becoming more kind of in tune or in line with his music, or he started becoming like, you know, well, it is what it is. If he referred to them as fans, it's all right, but he needs to understand that these fans are really helpers, and I'm very sure that he is aware of this. So, because of Mohbad's father's stand and his unwillingness to go deeper, to take action, or to accept what has been offered to him, such as, let us grill or petition Cynthia, let us grill Adura, let us do this, let us do that, so that we can shake this thing once and for all. But somehow it seems they want the slow-mo, that kind of slow motion kind of thing. But one thing that they are not slow about is collecting of money. And this got a lot of people upset. Now, in came Yomi Fabiyi. Yomi Fabiyi, actor, activist. And, well, so it will not appear like I'm the only one talking. Let us jump right into it. Please like and share. Tap on the subscribe button.
Nurse injected Mohbad and it went into an anaphylactic reaction. Why would the wife tell the father-in-law, because the nurse is trying to evade justice? Because at the end of the day, is it because the nurse was sent by who the wife knows? I don't understand. If you have a patient in the hospital, whether a doctor is treating your son or your parents, your father or your mother or your friend, and then peradventure the person dies, Are you going to ask, doctor, doctor, talk about Kuso or doctor? If you notice negligence, you speak it up. What is your connection with Koloroku? If you allow this to fly, I can tell you for free, if the Ministry of Justice is going to do everything to ensure that that ministry is not one of those that will have to affect the dossier and the record of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, this is one of the cases that they should crack up and find justice for a citizen. And that way, they would have a bragging right to say there is no time any of the citizens in Lagos State who deserve justice, who cries out, and they ignore or serve them injustice. This is a litmus test, because at the end of the day, which government would want a 27-year-old to be, a 25-year-old as at that time, to be assumed, and at the end of the day, when assumed, they did not get him justice, despite the fact there are clear pathway to that justice, and they wanted to go and bury him back with lies. Which kind of society we allow such to young children? What happened? Whoever is leading this state and country should understand that things like this are very spiritual and they can be very consequential if the public choose to play very, very hypocritical silence and allow that an innocent boy who was denied his eternal rest was assumed and then taken out, made to pass through the truth, and then make a detour, and the public say, let us take him back into the soil or get it. Let's take him back to him with lies. We're not going to be accepting that, because not because we are just looking for attention. It's because there are some certain things that we must never allow as a society. When they stopped the slave trade, they know the consequences of slave trade. It's becoming a serious case. When they stop the killing of twins, they know what it means. And then, are we going to accept this injustice? Don't dwell on it, because certainly we are doing the right thing. Okay, now justice for Mohbad. Please unmute your mic in terms of human personality and behavior. And of course, that's Prime Boy there, and we're going to be getting justice very soon, because we are edging so close. We're so close. We're so close. Life of the next person, including the children of another person's. No parents can follow their children everywhere, and that is why you are duty bound. Wherever you find any human being, that human being belongs to somebody as a child. It is your duty to preserve, so that even if your children are also in another communities elsewhere, where you are not, where your eyes cannot reach, you want to believe and expect that every human being and Nigerian and Lagosian who are around where your child is, where your son is or your daughter is, they should do the right thing and preserve and respect and guide the person, so that you're not going to be told one story that they don't care for the life of your son or your daughter. You're not going to believe in that, okay, because your daughter went to visit the boyfriend, and the boyfriend thinks I can do anything I like, I can beat her up to the point of pie, and if she pies, that are police I can bribe, that are my family are very rich, or even the public, they don't even care. Even if you tell the public somebody, they will not even pay attention. That is not the kind of society I want my child to grow, and I want to believe that is not the kind of society you want your child to grow, because at the end of the day, they thought that whatever story they give out, Nigerians will sink it hook and liner. Even when we can see clearly, they believe that we have a reverse, or our brains are on reversal. Clearly, we saw that they were trying to decimate and desecrate, or whatever they're trying to do to the grave of the young boy is an attempt to cover up for a serious crime. All the fetish substance, they are not for there to decorate or to actually pay homage and respect to Mohbad. It's actually to diabolically, put a stop to some natural justice. And of course, it's not going to work. And then if any Nigerian would now look at all that Any African, even parents of Mohbad, if they can see that and say they want to overlook it, is because it's either they are part of the crime or they are trying to work in tandem with the criminal and the person that took Mohbad's life. And whoever it is, justice will be served. Certainly, whatever broke Mohbad's neck is being witnessed by Wumi, is being witnessed by Adura, is being witnessed by Damola, is being witnessed by Darosha, is being witnessed by Spending, is being witnessed by all those people in the house, and they need to come forward and tell us what happened. What broke the young guy's neck? What brought about the injury on his legs? I'm not going to be believing or buying the story that, oh, he had the injury on his leg because we were dragging him on Okada. That was the story. That was the excuse they gave them at Kuramed Hospital. I have it. It's on record. When the trial starts, we'll bring them out. And that would be able to help us to get justice, because all those that took Mohbad to the hospital, they must tell us what exactly it is that happened to Mohbad. And of course, certainly, the public, we're not going to be resting on this. And any police officer, any government official that still think they can get angry because the public are standing on one particular case of injustice and asking that justice should be served, should check him or herself. Check yourself and check how these things will look out for your own children and the future of your grandchildren, because great-grandchildren, I cannot even understand why any sane human being will be angry that Nigerians are demanding justice. And then ignore the naysayers, people that are picking up dirty excuses as to why Nigerians cannot deliberately come together to say we want to support a platform that will give us pathway to justice in spite of our previous experience. I am not in competition with anybody, and I will never be in competition with anybody in a clear-cut case like this. But it's most certain that, of course, a lot of people thought, because of the avenue of TikTok, it has allowed people to be a speaker and want to be a leader in this particular struggle for justice for Mohbad, and has been able to cut out so many angles to justice for Mohbad. And that is, at the end of the day, a lot of people were thinking it is rivalry. Many people tried to obstruct and even block our means of getting a clear-cut evidence for many reasons, for many excuses. Maybe they thought if the video evidence is out and then they use it to actually indict and get the perpetrators of this crime, the public that donated almost 100 million for a particular cause will start asking, what did you use our 100 million for? Is it for DNA? What exactly did you use the 100 million for in the case that is going on in the coroner court? Because the coroner court belongs to the government. The judge is not being paid by the family or the public fund. So what is? The question now is this. They don't want what we are doing to succeed, so that the public will not ask questions the right way. But of course, all those things are understandable. And that is why I accept every attempt to bring me down, to block whatever I'm doing. And you can see some terrible parents. They will claim they have parents, and they are still making a mockery of a selfless effort that we are making. But because they belong and they mean nothing, we cannot give them relevance. We will continue to fight on. If they block this means, God in his infinite mercies will say, I am not sending you. You're only there to talk and act anti that you want to be. But of course, whoever I'm going to be sending the errand, if you continue to block the pathway I am creating, if you force me to get angry, I'll take your lives. I'll take all of you. I'll take your lives horribly and delete you, and so that there can be closure and there can be pathway to justice for the young boy. So, whatever this case may be, let's continue to stand by what is right, and let's continue to stand firm. So I'm going to be Iva. Who gave you the assurance? How can you be seeking justice? How can you claim you are fighting for justice and you are jubilating that a case that has not even been is dead or alive? Why are you so particular about that? Why are you so pessimistic? You people you are seeking justice with two sides of your mouth. He's dead on arrival because he wants what? Oh, you know, and then at the end of the day, the only thing that we call him anyway is beyond rivalry. It's because it is an attempt to still continue to cover up some terrible crimes. Because ordinarily, it is on this side that we want to start initiating phone forensic, digital evidence, getting so many things up on this side. So it's quite a serious stuff. So today you need to print students. You need to stop typing now, okay? Let's put a stop to it now. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you. I appreciate. So I want to this call. You can unmute your mic, please.
Okay. Yeah, see, sorry, I know how for you.
How are you?
I see most of the big boy in the city always, yeah, you need to check the empty place. There's some places there to see on condo. How they call number on see there. Okay, you just pay for the rent. And when somebody calls the people that are working, the owner, then the owner will respond to the call and they say how much they are going to charge, maybe per week or per month. And then when they are not saying, but you might want to bá lè jẹ́ àwọn digital wọ̀ yẹn náà ni wọ́n máa sọ pé iye báyìí làwọn máa gbà láti ṣe tó máa jẹ́ digital wọ̀.
Ọkùnrin tó máa ń scroll yẹn àbí tó máa ń scroll.
Wọn kó oríṣiríṣi ló wà, ìmí wà yẹ kí pépà ni wọ́n á fi bọ̀, ìmí ìjọba yẹ kó máa jẹ́ digital, so I think they have different prices.
I'm only asking if you have anybody that has an idea to share recently. But we'll find a way around it tomorrow by the special grace of God. If you can do that one, that is part of the sensitization process. And then you can have a very strong press release to actually be kept on the pages of newspaper. That will sensitize, judges, technocrats, powerful Nigerians to look into the matter and say, really? So after this whole year, somebody has this kind of credible information and all of that, and how the few number of people that are supporting this, the person that took Mohbad's life, will have the power over the entire public. Because what they are trying to do is that they are hoodwinking some Nigerians to risk all they labored for the pot of porridge and say, come and support my crime. It doesn't matter if your own life get destroyed in the process. It doesn't matter if your effort and everything you built for years, if it get destroyed in the process, just risk it for me and cover me up. And all those that want their own reputation and career destroyed because they want to openly stand by the murderer of Mohbad should know that we are waiting for them. By the time the intelligence community gathered every key evidence through the crosswire that can substantiate the role they are playing, that is the end of Solomon Grandi. When they see machineries coming out to establish and put them to shame, they don't understand what is going on.
You understand me? And some people are still requesting about whether you can inform also the case of this 3-second video to inquest, but you can only use some of the lawyers that are already there.
Whatever the case may be, the 30 seconds video, which is partly blood, it's going to go, probably it's going to go with a confession. But of course, it's still going to be subject to investigation. The coroner judge will still say, since it is not clear, you know what I'm saying, you have to ask the police to investigate it. So immediately the police finish their investigation, and that's why we have to understand that the police know that it is very important for them to investigate and bring the truth out. So we might not need to take it to the coroner inquest if police investigate, because in the course of police investigation, they might dig out so many other persons that we don't even know existed in this matter before. But at the coroner inquest, if they see the 3 seconds video, they will order that, okay, it's blurry and this confession. The person, whoever put it before the judge, you say they should bring in so and so person to come and testify. And if the person comes out and say, this particular video, I have it or I don't have it or I deleted it, that inquest we only hear, okay, where is the video? Back in Sonyoba, if let's assume I will bring that up at the coroner inquest, and the judge says, okay, who shouted you up? I say it's Adura. They will say, okay, I ask Adura to come into this court, and that Adura said that they say both of them should come. If eventually they ask who shouted Yomi Fabiyi among you, say it's me Dabola. Okay, where is the full video? And they ask him question. Whatever he says there, the judge is not going to rule that you did it. The judge will say, okay, I've heard you. I've listened to both sides. She will only record it and add it to her report to the DPP. So it's going to be counterproductive if the police are still going to interrogate them, get their findings to the DPP. Then why do you want the coroner inquest to do the same again? And the police will do a bigger, comprehensive investigation than the coroner court, because coroner most times they deal with more sophisticated biological medical reasoning, you know, with evidence. But with this one, I prefer we'll go through the police, and the police arrest all those that are necessary, get them in, and if they find them wanting, they pack them up together, send to the DPP, and advice to come out. Or they might even check them directly. Check them to court, and then wait. It's not at this point now, you have to give it to the DPP because the case is already gone beyond the magistrate court that the case went to. It's now left to the government. So when they see any evidence, they'll just pack it and duplicate to the DPP. So what's the email?
Yeah, so let's assume that they are still investigating more concerning the video. They say that Damola say the video is deleted. Mo ní fídíò tí Damola ní wọ́n ti delete yẹn, ká assume pé wọ́n ṣe investigate lórí ẹ̀ underground láti retrieve ẹ̀ padà.
Ó ṣe pé onísìn òun ti fọwọ́ rẹ̀ kọ́ pé òun delete. Tó bá padà rí gan, tó bá padà rí fídíò yẹn, fún pé ó sọ pé òun delete yẹn, ó sì máa kọ̀ mí, ó máa jẹ̀yẹ́. However, tó bá wo fídíò yẹn, tó bá rí iye àwọn tó bá wà mẹ́kan tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ lóye ló máa determine tó máa charge wọn fún. Tó bá rí pé òkè wọ́n ń gún yàn pa, ta lẹ́ni tó ń gún ẹni pa, àgàkó tó wà lọ jẹ́ pé wá involve Mohbad, wọ́n máa lọ gbé onítàn yẹn ni. They will go and pick the person that, why did you start? Really? Now that we have seen the crime, because it's not statuba, because it's still homicide case. Homicide case, the case can be revisited 30 years after. It has no statute of limitation. Do you understand now? So let's let the police try to see if they can retrieve that particular images we are talking about. So we know for sure pé nǹkan méjì ni ọlọ́pàá pàǹtí lè ṣe. It's either they find means to do forensic and get the video out, despite the fact that Damola said he had deleted it, or if they can't find it eventually, then they would have to believe the test in that confession. And if they will have to go by the test in that confession, that means Adura saw what happened. Because they will say, if the confession is not genuine, and that you have the video of that confession, you will not delete the video you have. There is no way you would deliberately delete, especially if the video has nothing to do with that confession. You will radically say, I just scope you, I just lied, I just needed money. The video does not even correlate with my confession. But under normal criminology and processing, the reason why the video was deleted was because, number one, it has connection and correlation with the 3 seconds video and the confession. So the existence of the 3 seconds alone has put whoever sent the video, has put that person away to prison. Because the question is, we have sent part of it out. To deny that any video never existed is impossible. Video exists. But the real Ntoshelembe, you have written it out. But for the government and the police and the courts to now see and rule based on what they can see, not just hearsay, you chose to delete it. That is a grievous criminal offense. Very soon, she will realize that she is not untouchable. As a matter of fact, she is the easiest to be touched because we're going to be putting away the sentiment. When it becomes a crime against the state, you will now realize that the law is no respecter of anybody. And we're going to be putting unnecessary, dirty emotions aside and sentiments aside. And we're going to be facing and focusing on the rule of law. And then justice will be served. And then you will all realize eventually that Lagos State government is in no time willing and ready to aid and abet criminals and then hide those people up, those who perpetrate serious crime against humanity.
I don't know if there is anything that will spike, that will boost justice for Mohbad if we go along with Mohbad's father's and his team's direction. If we go about it the way they want, if they want us to just sit down and believe that the inquest is going to yield results, that inquest is not finding any fact, is not really getting anything. There is no wow moment all through this period. There is no wow effect. They've not really called out anybody per se. They've not really kind of called out. I mean, we are not seeing something extraordinary. We are yet to see the extraordinary ever since this thing started. So I don't think, and I don't believe that anyone in his or her right mind will want to sit down and wait on the inquest in the hope that the inquest is going to give all answers to whatever it is that they so much want to get answers to. I don't think so. So it's better we don't fool ourselves and be believing in what. Now, some might be like, oh, why are you trying to rubbish the inquest, like the inquest is of no use? Why are you trying to be... The truth is that we have to be clear. We have to be clear about certain things. We have to be extremely clear about some things. We cannot continue with this pity game. Like, I mean, that's what some people want. They just want us to continuously pretend like we are blind. Like we are blind to certain realities, blind to certain things. It doesn't work. It doesn't just work that way. It doesn't work that way. That's the thing. So Yomi Fabiyi has said a lot, like he's not backing down and he does not want any one of us to be kind of, he doesn't want anyone to play anybody. That's it. Although there are still people out there who might be kind of, they might be sort of like, kind of like oh, Yomi Fabiyi is a liar, is a traitor, is a criminal, is only looking for money, is looking for this, is looking for that, is not a truthful person. There we'll be hearing a lot. We'll be hearing a lot more. We'll be hearing a lot more of whatever it is that that they want to say. So the question is this: is Yomi Fabiyi the one that can get answers? No, not really, not necessarily. Everyone can, in as much as everybody is true to whatever it is that we are working towards. That's just the truth of it. As long as we are all focused and we are separating trash, the foolishness, the stupidity, the nonsense, as long as we are separating them all, I believe strongly that we will arrive somewhere. And what are these foolishness? Pretending, acting like we are not aware, acting stupidly, like we don't know. When certain suggestions that are stupid, that will give no answers, that will give no results are tendered, how can we sit down and embrace foolishness, suggestions that are useless, or even steps that are unproductive? We can't sit down and be accepting stupid suggestions and going along and pretending like we don't know what we are supposed to do. No one in his or her right senses will want this. Nobody will want this, like continuation. Let's just continue on justice for Mohbad, on and on and on and on and on, without any answers, without any clarity. It does not just make sense at all. So I'm kind of somehow in support of Yomi Fabiyi's talk, sort of, kind of the way he wants to press and push to get what he believes should be gotten or how it should be gotten. I'm kind of like in support of some of the things that he's saying, because well, I just wish and I hope that the private test done by Mohbad's father and his team, I mean, you all know how a lot of people put out money for these things. I just wish, I hope that it will come out. It will come out in a reasonable way. It will come out with answers. It will come out with something to something that will make sense. That's just it. Because if it does not, well, it will dampen the spirits of a lot of people. It will dampen it. People are not stupid. They will add one and one together and come to a conclusion. They will come to a conclusion. Very easy. Like, wait, now that there is no meaningful answer, like nothing, what else are we going to get again? What else are we looking for? So at the end of the day, maybe the nurse will be given a fine, and that's it. The nurse will be given a fine. Mohbad's so-called wife of my youth will say, you see, I'm not the one, I didn't do anything. And everyone, the other dude that they claim he did this, he did that, is the one that gave number, he did this and that, every one of them will just kind of find their way. That's it. They will just find their way, and that's it. End of it. End of discussion. No one has been truly tested. No one has been truly dealt with. No one has been truly grilled. And that's the end of it. End of story. End of discussion. I can feel the tension. I can also feel the despair in a lot of people. They do not have that energy that they had initially. They don't have it anymore. They are just holding. They're just holding on, like a last minute thing. Like anyhow, whatever comes out of it, we're sure we will know what to do next. And just imagine people's time, money, and everything, all because of empathy. Just empathy brought people into this justice for Mohbad. If for well, let us just all be positive for now. What we've been told is that the pathologist is going to appear, is going to say his own piece, what he knows and what he does not know. He is going to say it, and there are certain people too that will be invited. And after that, if nothing meaningful comes out of it, if there is nothing that will engage people, give them that extra, I think that will be the end of justice for Mohbad in a certain direction. You know what I mean? Mohbad's father's direction. That will be the end of it. People will not in any way want to continue. They will not want to continue anymore. They will care less. They will not want to continue anymore. That's the truth. With him in anything. Maybe we'll have one or two or few people who will still kind of want to listen to what he has to say. But I don't think there will be this, there won't be that extra. There won't be that extra. There won't be that push, that vibration that brought people together. There will be none of it anymore. So let us hope and see how it will all turn out to be. Like and share, guys. Like and share. Tap on the subscribe button. What are your thoughts? What are your opinion about this whole thing? Like, what do you think? What's going on? Do you think that Yomi Fabiyi is not trailing the right track? Like, is he just there to fool people? Or you think Mohbad's father is just doing his own choosing and selecting what he wants and what he doesn't want? Like, is kind of selective of the kind of justice, or people just do not understand. People don't understand what it stands for. That's the thing. Is it that people don't understand what he stands for? Drop your comments. See you guys in the next update.